Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I don't think it's any big secret that California politicians absolutely loathe the Second Amendment. They hate that it's a roadblock on their path to completely disarming California citizens. So what do? Well, a lot of times they just ignore it, they circumvent it, they go around it, or they just pretend like it doesn't exist. Case in point, we're going to be talking about a bill, SB2, which is something I talked about earlier in February. And SB2 is that new carry bill, which pretty much restricts people from carrying just about anywhere. Well, believe it or not, they actually added some places to where you can't carry. This bill was just amended. It looks like this bill is going to go through. It was just amended, and so they've added places, and they've stricken some things as well, like good moral character. Good moral character was where somebody could just simply decide that you're not of good moral character and therefore you don't even get a permit at all. Not like if you actually got the permit you could carry anywhere, but good moral character was part of that. That's been stricken and they've replaced it with something else. So we're going to talk today about where you can't carry if this bill goes through, which again I think it will, and what they replace that good moral character requirement with. So let's get to it. This video is sponsored by We the People Holsters, absolutely top-notch, American-made Kydex and leather holsters. We the People Holsters have a huge variety of colors and patterns and designs to choose from. You can go with a Kydex holster in multiple clip styles. You can go with leather holsters. Their leather holsters are top-notch, the best on the market. I've been using We the People holsters for years, even before I first reviewed them back in 2021. We the People holsters are made of the highest quality materials and the highest quality components, and I can tell you from experience, they have excellent retention, they protect that trigger guard, and for either an inside or outside the waistband holster, you absolutely cannot go wrong with We the People. Okay, so let's go and start off by talking about the whole good moral character thing being stricken. So, good moral character was what the states fell back on when the Bruin decision came down and said that they couldn't use just cause or good cause anymore as a qualifying factor for somebody to get a permit. You didn't need to show that you had cause or good cause in order to get a permit. You have a right to carry. So they fell back on this good moral character thing, which is a very vague term that basically allows them to disqualify anyone for just about any reason. Now, let me just say this up front. What they replaced good moral character with is just as vague and could get just as many people denied for pretty much just the same thing. It's just worded different because I think they know that good moral character and that being a requirement sounded a little bit like it could maybe get overturned by a court. So let's go ahead and see what they replace it with. So now it says the applicant is, and you can see where they struck good moral character, and they replace it with not a disqualified person to receive such a license as determined in accordance with the standards set forth in section 26202. Now, a lot of the stuff that they have in section 26202 is going to be the same stuff that you would have been disqualified for if you filled out your 4473 and went through a background check. So all that same stuff is going to be in here, but they added a bunch of stuff as well, and they kind of compartmentalize things, so you have to actually search through all these different sections to find out exactly what they're talking about. But for instance, section 1, it says, is reasonably likely, so that's up to somebody to determine, right? To be a danger to self, others, or the community at large, as demonstrated by anything in the application for a license or through the investigation described in subdivision B, or as shown by the results of any psychological assessment, including but not limited to the assessment described in subdivision E of section 26190. So that can sound a little bit confusing, but let me go ahead and streamline it for you since I've read the entire thing. So one of the things they're going to be looking for is anything that you've said, anything that you've posted in public, and they can go back as far as they want. So if you've had a Facebook post, if you have had any type of social media post that they determine shows that you could be likely maybe a danger to public, that's it. You're done. You're going to get denied. You're not going to be able to go through the application process, none of that stuff. So they basically just simply changed it up. They can look at your medical records. So any therapists, psychological assessment or anything that you've gotten in the past, they can go ahead and they can look at that. Whether or not you were ever determined to be a danger or anything, they can go and they can look and see that maybe you've had some problems, and those problems might point them in the direction that you could again be likely. Again, likely is a very vague term, right? It's up to somebody's own thought process, right? So what somebody thinks you're likely of could be different from what somebody else thinks you're likely of. So again, they can look at a bunch of different determining factors, including the fact that they're going to be interviewing people to find out what type of person you are. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can see it for yourself. I'll also put a link to the bill text down below, so if you guys want to read it for yourself, you could do that as well, but just you never get that time back. So let me just go ahead and read this for you. It starts with section 26230. A person granted a license to carry a pistol, revolver, or other firearm capable of being concealed upon the person pursuant to section 26150, 155, and 170 shall not carry a firearm on or into any of the following. A place prohibited by section 626.9. So we're talking about like the governor's mansion, the state capitol, things like that. Okay. Number 2, a building, real property, or parking area under the control of a preschool or child care facility, including a room or portion of a building under the control of a preschool or child care facility. Number 3, a building, parking area. They always include the parking areas. You can't even drive onto the parking lot. If you drive onto the parking lot under this, that would be a violation on its own. So number 3, a building or parking area or portion of a building under the control of an officer of the executive or legislative branch of the state government. Number 4, a building designed for a court proceeding, including matters before a superior court, district court of appeal, or the California Supreme Court. Parking area under the control of the owner or operator of that building, or a building or portion of the building under the control of the Supreme Court, unless the person says you can, and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, a building, parking area, or portion of building under the control of a unit of the local government, unless the firearm is being carried for the purposes of training pursuant to section 26165. Number 6, a building, real property, and parking area, of course, under the control of an adult or juvenile detention correction institution, prison, or jail. Number 7, a building, real property, and parking area under the control of a public or private hospital or hospital affiliate, mental health facility, nursing home, medical office, urgent care facility, or other place at which medical services are customarily provided. So you can't even go into the parking lot of any medical facility where medical procedures are customarily provided. So let's say, for instance, that you're in the parking lot and you happen to be going to a Walmart, right? But there happens to be one of those urgent care facilities, like, mall-style ones, outdoor mall-style ones, that shares the parking lot with Walmart. You wouldn't be able to go into the parking lot for Walmart because it's adjoined to a medical facility. So as you can see, it might sound kind of sterile in the way that they wrote it, but it's not. Because again, a lot of these parking lots share parking lots with other places, and you couldn't even go onto that parking lot if it's shared with any one of these facilities that we've mentioned so far. Number 10, a public gathering or special event conducted on property open to the public that requires the issuance of a permit from a federal, state, or local government, and sidewalk or street immediately adjacent to the public gathering or special event, but is not more than 1,000 feet from the event or gathering, provided this prohibition shall not apply to a licensee who must walk through that public gathering in order to access their residence, place of business, or vehicle. So to my understanding, the way that I've read the law, and I've read the law when it comes to how to transport, travel while you're carrying, and so forth, even just being on the street adjacent to one of these events, if that street falls within 1,000 feet of that event and you drive through it, that is a violation. Just to be on the street. Walking on the sidewalk, same thing. If you just walk on the sidewalk, it's in 1,000 feet of that permitted event. Just walking on that sidewalk, again, is a violation of the law under this bill, SB 2. Number 11, a playground or public or private youth center is defined in sections 62695, and a street or sidewalk immediately adjacent to the playground or youth center. So can't drive by it, you can't walk by it, you can't even be around 1,000 feet of a playground They're everywhere, right? Everywhere. A park, athletic area, or athletic facility that is open to the public and a street or sidewalk immediately adjacent to those areas, provided this prohibition shall not apply to a licensee who must walk and have to get to your house or your car. Number 13, real property under the control of the departments of parks or recreations. Okay, so no, nothing that's under the control of Parks and Recreations or Department of Fish and Wildlife, except those areas designated for hunting. So nothing that is under the control of Parks and Rec or Department of Fish and Wildlife, unless it specifies that that is an area for hunting. Number 14, any area under the control of public or private community college, university, including but not limited to buildings, classrooms, laboratories, medical clinics, hospitals, etc. You kind of get the gist of that. Number 15, a building, real property or parking area that is or would be used for gambling or gaming of any kind whatsoever, included but not limited to casinos, gambling establishments, gaming clubs, bingo operations, facilities licensed by the California Horse Racing Board, or a facility wherein banked or percentaged games, any form of gambling device, or lotteries. Number 16, a stadium arena or the real property or parking lot of the arena under the control of a stadium arena or collegiate professional sporting or e-sporting event. Number 17, a building, real property or parking area under the control of a public library. Number 18, a building, real property or parking area under the control of an airport or passenger vessel terminal, as those terms are defined in subdivision A of section 171.5. Number 19, a building, real property or parking area under the control of an amusement park. Number 20, a building, real property or parking area under the control of a zoo or museum. Number 21, a street, driveway, parking area, property, building, or facility owned, leased, controlled, or used by nuclear energy, storage, weapons, and stuff like that. Okay, I think we kind of get that. They kept places of worship. A church, synagogue, mosque, or other place of worship, including any parking area immediately adjacent thereto, unless the operator of that place of worship clearly and conspicuously posts a sign at the entrance of the building or on the premises indicating the license holders are permitted to carry firearms on the property. Number 23, a financial institution or parking area under the control of a financial institution. So you can't even go to the bank. Forget it. You can't even go to the bank. Okay, so no financial institution. Number 24, a police, sheriff, or highway patrol station or parking area under the control of law enforcement agency. Number 25, a polling place, voting center, precinct, or other location where votes are being cast or cast ballots are being returned or counted. So nothing to do with that. Number 26, any other privately owned commercial establishment that is open to the public unless the operator of the establishment clearly and conspicuously posts a sign to the entrance of the building or premises indicating that basically that you can carry there. Number 27, any other place or area prohibited by other provisions of state law. Number 28, any other place or area prohibited by federal law. And number 29, any other place or area prohibited by local law. So you can see from this bill right here that you pretty much can't carry anywhere. Number one, you can't carry anywhere that doesn't have a sign in the window that says that you are allowed to carry on that premises. You can't pull into parking lots if anything that is off limits just happens to share the same parking lot as the place that you happen to be going to. You can't carry on public transportation. You can't go just about anywhere. And if you did, you'd be wondering the whole time, is this off limits? Is that off limits? I mean, this is kind of vague. You know, I'm not sure if I'm even breaking the law. It would be impossible for you to leave your house. Now, there's a lot of other amendments and provisions that were added or removed from this bill to kind of make it more palatable to the California politicians that are going to vote on it. For instance, this bill even went woke. They removed his or her and replaced it with they or them. And so his or her or him or he or she was all striked out of this bill and then replaced with, you know, different pronouns, I guess. So it's incredible what this bill has gone through, but I think now it's at a point where it is going to be voted on, and I think this bill is going to pass, and just like New York, It's going to have to go through the legal process, which takes forever, but hopefully we can get an injunction from somebody. But I think this bill is going to pass, and I think that we're going to see, a big legal fight ahead of us to try and get it overturned, because it clearly flies in the face of the Bruin decision, and it is clearly unconstitutional. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.